artsies fartsy.
Princess Barry here. Today we're at EPCOT because it's time for the Festival of the Arts, iFarts for short, and yes, we're going to say it, because as your number one choice in foodie infotainment, I'm a bear and I'm going to eat all the things so she doesn't have to. So remember, she's vegan, I'm not. I'm going to go take a bite out of a paintbrush.
It's time to foodie and chill.
Ask and you shall receive. One of your requests for this year's iFarts was for me to come back and get the soft shell crab slider from Opening Bites. It has returned to all its glory. The same little crab leggies. I even get a little crab pinchy hanging out here. Dap him up. With no mango ketchup because that might actually hurt me. But we still got the slaw. I'm going to do as a bear would do, and I'm going to bite him at the hand. More than torturing me, you guys are torturing the princess. I have to try to keep a straight face while she makes all sorts of faces behind the camera watching me nom on a crispy crab claw. It is very crispy this year. Maybe almost towards a little burnt, but not like inedibly so. It's tasty. It's not greasy. I like the slaw. Obviously, the mango ketchup adds a dimension to it that I'm not going to be able to try. But even without that, I actually kind of like it. It's fun, it's crunchy, and it's actually slider size. I would give that 4.5 out of 5 claws. Pop Arts is back for the Festival of the Arts, or Pop Eats rather, with their usual grilled cheese of this delicious golden grilled cheese with the tomato soup with some creme fraiche on top. Randy Marsh would be proud. I'm just going to give it a little bit of dunk. Just snip on the edges here. There's something to be said for the pure comfort of tomato soup and a warm grilled cheese. That is an unrivaled feeling. That balance of like the savory grilled cheese and a little sweet of the tomato soup, because with that warmth it just fills you up. That's joy, and in foodie form on a tiny little plate. These cans of soup always bring us back memories. We actually still have the original one from the very first time they had this here at the festival at home. It's in a box, but we still have it. I would give this 4 out of 5 claws. Grilled cheese heads, it is still as good as it usually is. Here we have the brand new item at Pop Eats this year. You have the ham and Gruyère grilled cheese on this massive half a sandwich. I was expecting something like, I don't know, a third of this size. This thing is big. So I want to try it by itself. Now, we did run into a couple community members who have sworn that this is the best grilled cheese this year. But of course, we have to judge for ourselves. Ooh, the salty ham with the cheese. The buttered bread, amazing. I don't even need the soup, but you have the soup. By itself, I'm giving the grilled cheese a 4 out of 5 claws. We're gonna do the ceremonial dunk. It's like baptizing in tomato soup. This is definitely the way. I can see why it's so popular. If you really want this, I say wait till it's hot. Outside, because the line is short. The second that the temperature drops, that line gets long. This, with the soup, I'm giving 4.5 out of 5 claws. I really expected to hate this, and I'm kind of mad that I don't. A nice brie cheese bowl, because who does the cheesy better than France? That means two things, but either way, this nice miniature dip of the brie, a nice bread. They even made it Mickey shaped, nice and cute. Okay. And of course, like with anything Mickey shaped, we start with an ear. Cheese heads will not be disappointed. Deep and cheesy, still nice and warm, and this is like basically a miniature cup of cheese. Just don't try to suck it out with a straw. You eat this cheese like a real Disney adult. I'm giving this 4 out of 5 claws. I can have another bite, but the rest of you, Dive in. A nice artisanal crab cake. You have this nicely breaded crab cake with this beautiful artistic tool, with this lobster bisque surrounding it. You got a little dill sour cream here on top. All the things to make crab feel less lonely. Art, another shellfish, and some cream. Because why not? As I try to cut this like a pie with a fork.
I got you a knife.
Too late. Too late for the knife. Yeah. Probably can't see it on video, but the breading is nice and seasoned. You got some nice herbs in there. And then you get that herb sour cream on top with the dill and the lobster bisque. Just enough. It's like a double hit of seafood, but it sort of works. I like it. More of this. Less of the other stuff. I don't know what the other stuff is, but definitely more of this. 4 out of 5 plus. A nice eclair topped with the chocolate and some sort of mystery fruit. It's definitely eclair-like. Already in the sun, you can see the chocolate starting to bend, but it's colorful and sparkly even. Just the orange on top of the chocolate. I want this end, but I'm holding this end. Yeah. Yeah. Very, very strong hit of the citrus. Balanced well with the chocolate. Plenty of cream filling, so it's not like a half-empty cave. And the pastry's nice. All things in all, this is a good dessert. I'd give it 3.5 out of 5 plus. So here we have this year's brand new taiyaki. You have a chocolate pastry, fish-shaped bun with a nice custard innards, all nice and ooey gooey. Look at that. And yes, we pre-cut it as not to make a mess. That is deliciously flaky. Just the right amount of custard to balance with the chocolate. Your fingers don't get a little crusty, but it's worth it. I would give that 4.25 out of 5 claws. At least it's fish-shaped and not actually fish. This colorful, artistic tower of sushi goodness. I'm working on diction, I promise.
I thought it was gushness.
Gushness? Maybe we're gonna go with gushness. I like that. I'm gonna use gushness from now on. But this is the Tokyo Kawaii roll. It's a nice and cute shrimp tempura roll and this multicolored rice. And then you have both a yuzu and a plum sauce here on the backside. So I'm gonna go and get a little sauce as well. Just get both. Plum and yuzu. So a little citrus, a little bit of sweet. It should be good. I've had mixed feelings about sushi from a Japan booth over the year. Not necessarily their fault, the environment they're making it in with the fridges and everything else. Sometimes the rice doesn't come out well. The fish hasn't felt the freshest. This year, they're hitting on all cylinders. Maybe it's because the shrimp tempura is obviously cooked. The rice coming out nice and chilled. This works. It's a nice bite-sized walkable sushi. I approve. I would give that 4.25 out of 5 plus. A nice Wagyu steam bun. Yeah, the paper did rip off a lot of the skin, but it's still okay. And then we just cut it in half, anime style. No sword needed. Those nice, delicious Wagyu innards. Purple and beef. Who'd have thought? I live for the steamed buns in the Japan Pavilion. I'm still begging on my knees. I will bow as low as I need to. I will scrape my skin off on the pavement of this balcony if I can get a steamed bun stand in this pavilion. If that's what it takes, I will definitely do it. This is a 4.75 out of 5 claws. I think that if I take it out of the paper a little bit quicker after getting it, it'd probably be a 5. It's basically a bare necessity. infamous strip loin from America. The line for this has been ridiculously long at the festival so far. You have these nice 3 pieces of the strip loin, some asparagus, this little cheddar bunch on potato on the back here. But they give you a wooden spoon because apparently wooden knife, because apparently the wooden knife cuts a little bit easier. I prefer doing George Washington's teeth, but if you want to go with it cuts better, then it cuts better. You go ahead and slice and dice. I'll be honest, I've cut a lot of things with festival plastic knives. They do in fact suck. This is much better. That nice herb cream sauce on top pairs very well. The strip loin is cooked medium rare, as all meat should be. It's tasty. It's got a nice char on the end. Plus, I got a little bit of the smoke in my nostrils from the booth itself because they're grilling them out here fresh. That's some good strip. I give that 4 out of 5 claws. Now I want to try it with some of the potatoes because I know that you're meat and potato people. You want both. Always. Everywhere. All at once. Nice warm potato and the beef. That's a steak dinner. It's a mini steak dinner, but they gave you a knife. So it is in fact a dinner. It's actually quite nice. I'm not mad at the entire plate. I am not usually a beef person, but I can understand how you could not have beef with this beef. You know what I mean? 4 out of 5 claws. Have the chocolate flourless cake from over here on this end of the Americas. Chocolate, some smashed raspberry. I'm not really sure if that's supposed to be like that or somebody trampled its rights. In this country, it could be either or, really. But we're just going to dive in. I'm going to do cake first. And then we're going to add some fruit, you know? Fruité. Ooh, nice warm chocolate center. That is piping hot, like molten chocolate in the middle. That will warm you up. Nice deep chocolate flavor. The cake is nice. The consistency is a bit light, but I don't necessarily have a problem with that. I give this 4.25 out of 5 claws on its own. Let's try with a little bit of the berry. Raspberry. Raspberry adds a little bit of tartness to it. All in all, if you are a chocolate lover, you will not be disappointed by this. Now, if only you love chocolate like you love chocolate, it will be a better place. 4.5 out of 5 claws. This beautiful looking Italian treat will this finally be the redemption for the Italy Pavilion and the Italy booth for festivals? My hopes are low, as in non-existent, but I'm always willing to give them another chance to break my heart. So this is the pasta or polenta pastuccio. It is a polenta cake with a bolognese and parmesan. So you have like a bolognese meat base, and then you have polenta in the middle, and then the rest of the sauce on top with parmesan. It looks very pretty. But does it taste as pretty as it looks? You're all about the content of your character here, not just how you look on a plate. It tastes like a meat sauce on a polenta cake. A polenta is missing the punch. It's not very well seasoned, I would say. The bolognese tastes like bolognese. The parmesan gives it a nice little touch. It tastes like a different configuration of spaghetti with polenta added. It's okay. I don't hate it. They've definitely had a lot worse, you know? They do still have the mozzarella stick with like the the like painting board, so you can paint on all the sauces if that's still your bag. I didn't hate that when I tried it, but this is new this year, and we're all about the new. I would give this 3.5 out of 5 claws. It's not their worst, but it's not their best either. Festival of the Arts is trying to make up for my anger of the lack of plant-based options of the Princess with trying to spoil me with numerous types of buns. Though I'm not mad at you for that, it is not going to erase my disappointment of the lack of plant-based options. But I'm still going to eat the buns. So we have a nice, beautiful char-served pork bun with this flourish of sauce in the artistic fashion. It is a beautimous, thick, 2 huge pieces of char-served pork. Now these are extremely popular this year. I thought that the General Tso's dumplings were going to be the most popular thing, but there was like a line of 10 people waiting for these buns.
Wow.
So extremely popular. I hope that means it's good, or maybe we're all just sheeple. I'm not quite sure, but we're about to find out. 100% worth the wait. Nice, juicy, tender pork, well sauced. A little sweetness of the little brush of the sauce there. Excellent compliment. I feel like I ingested art. So now does that mean my insides are art? I know what comes out's not art. So art somewhere. 4 out of 5 plus. We have the egg tart from China. The nice little flourish of the raspberry down here. Nice, beautifully executed. Nice little golden top. Well, this is not a new item for this year, but it is looking a lot more fabulous and not a curse on your family like it was last year. Deliciously eggy and tart. The tart is wonderfully flaky, perfectly executed. I know it looks a little bit light, but it's cooked perfectly. The egg is nice and soft, so it's not runny, but it's still got that color on the top. That's exactly what I expect from an egg tart. That is 4.5 out of 5 claws. Delicious, but subtle. Even for the Mexican food the princess does not eat or cannot eat, it's always funny to hear her sort of take on it. Being from California, she has a much higher bar for Mexican food than I do. I just avoided it before her. Honestly, I would just never eat it. I am a sushi boy. I'm a fish boy. I don't usually seek out Mexican food like that, but I've been eating far more of it since we started this channel and our frequent trips to California. This is the chili relleno tacos. It's basically a chili relleno put in tortilla. You have beef, you have beans, you got cheese. And the sauce, which is supposed to be green, is this weird reddish color. And it's really thin looking chili in the middle. It's almost embarrassing, but they definitely piled on the stuff. So it's a thick taco, at the very least. It's a big boy. I'll be honest, it tastes exactly like a chili relleno, but in a taco. So it's given what it gets. It's literally the sum of its parts. Tastes good. The chili has a nice like smoky flavor to it. You got plenty of beans, plenty of cheese, and then the beef. For one small taco, it's actually rather filling. I'm quite surprised. I was expecting this to be, well, god-awful. But it's actually probably one of the best tacos I've had in the Mexico Pavilion. I would give that 3.75 out of 5 claws. I don't think it would be up to the princess's level. If this was a vegan chili relleno taco, I feel like she would hate this. But for my unsophisticated palate, it'll do. It'll do. The Fictional Victuals booth has returned this year to Festival of the Arts, and this time, instead of being 1,000 Leagues Under the Sea theme like it was last year, this year it is Alice in Wonderland. So you have all these delectable delights here, meant to be like tea party style, basically. So here you have grilled oysters with a peppercorn mustard seed sabayon, I think I'm saying that correctly, and then some creamed spinach on top of a grilled oyster, and they're grilling them fresh in that huge grill next to the booth. I am excited. So for those of us not as well versed in the Alice in Wonderland lore, this is supposed to represent the walrus and the carpenter. So oysters on the shell. They're actually quite good. I love what the mustard seed sauce does to the cream spinach and the oyster itself. It takes away like that briny flavor, and you just get this tart sort of like oyster deliverance into your mouth. Now, I was able to scoop this out with just my mouth, but for those of you who don't want to put your mouth on the shell for whatever reason, just get a fork. It's tasty, honestly. I would probably do more of these. I would do 4.25 out of 5 claws. I love the whimsy and the sort of like avant-garde nature of the bites at the Fictional Victuals booth. Taking theming from different Disney stories and putting them into food, I like that. Our chefs here, the culinary team at Disney, is immensely talented, and to see them stretch their legs like this brings me great joy. You have this impossible bites, a trio of impossible bites. This one actually confused us at first when we saw the menu drop because we thought it was going to be impossible, as in impossible meat for the princess, but really it's just themed from the story. You have the red and the black representing the queen and the cards, and then you have some roasted turkey here, an onion bacon tart, and then toasted milk foam in the middle. There's some things going on here. I'm not really sure how to eat them, but it's art, so your own interpretation shall be fine. So we're going to try this turkey first with some of the milk foam and the cherry gel. The turkey is served chilled, but it's like very condensed. It's giving me vibes, and this is going to be a deep cut for those of the community who have gone back that far. This reminds me of Bull and Bear. They're like compressed chicken that it takes them like days to make. That's very interesting. The cherry and then the milk foam is given like a full sort of like hearty dinner experience, but it's like an impossible bite. It feels impossible, so that makes sense. I'm giving the turkey 4 out of 5 claws. Then I'm going to try to somehow, with some level of home training, eat this bacon onion tart. I'm going to take some more gel. I'm going to take the milk foam. We're going to finger this one. Get your minds out of the gutter. It's just food. The tart itself is very sweet. But then you have the savory bacon on top and then the onion. It gives it a nice like layer of complexity. I like that flavor. Altogether, it's actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. The tart on its own, I probably gave a 3.75 out of 5 claws. I definitely prefer the turkey more. The entire plate, I'm giving a 4. This is an impossible bite, and I think it's going to surprise a lot of you. A very merry unbirthday to you, all of you out there with this tea treat representing the tea party from Alice in Wonderland when the Alice asked for half a cup of tea and the Mad Hatter pours her a cup and then cut it in half. You literally have a half cup of creme de pot with some Twinings tea in it. You have some cherry and rose jam on the side and a little bit of lemon to sort of bite it with. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to scoop this, pick it up and eat this. I suppose the bear thing would be just to bite part of it. But
bear it.
I'm going to bear it. Bear it and grin it. I'm going to put a little bit of that in the corner. And then cheers with the pinky up because I'm a classy bear. Picking it up I actually think was the most effective way to do that. The handle is like solid chocolate. It's a little sticky, but it holds well. The backside is soft. So it's very easy to bite into without like destroying the entire thing. You get like the chocolate, but you're also getting like that underpinning of like tea flavors. But the chocolate takes away the bitterness, or the creme de pot chocolate takes away the bitterness of like the tea. So it feels like I'm having tea with chocolate with a little bit of jam on the side. That feels like something that should be in a storybook, but here we have it on a plate. This booth has been like the standout booth since they introduced it, and I feel like this year is no different. I think everything food-wise at this booth is worth trying. I would give this a 4.25 out of 5 claws. Especially if you're a tea fan, I think you need to try this.
As we stand in the hollows of Bear's favorite pavilion, I have one question to ask, Bear. What is your best and least favorite items of Festival of the Arts?
Oof. I have tried a lot of amazing things this festival, and this is not routinely one of my favorites, but I would have to say that one of my favorite items this festival, as it was a surprise to anyone, was the Wagyu bun from here in very own Japan.
Of course.
Followed very, very, very close by the char siu bun in China.
You're such a bun hun.
I am a bun hun. That was most definitely. I would say one of my least favorite things from this festival so far would probably be the France? No. I would say Italy.
Italy?
I would say Italy.
The
polenta prosciutto was good, but it's still Italy. And I gotta look some shade somewhere in there.
Okay. One more question.
Okay.
How do you think the Alice in Wonderland booth compares to the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea booth?
I think overall the Alice in Wonderland booth is better. The 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea booth definitely had some items that I think were good, but I think that Alice in Wonderland is better food for more people, I would say. That seafood pasta from last year, that turned a lot of people off.
It's true.
But I don't know what you guys think. What has been your best and worst of the festival art so far? What have you seen me eat? What have you seen me not eat? What did we miss? By all means, let us know in the comments below. Now, of course, if there's anything else you can see us do, that will always be the place to find us. Hit that notification bell if you want to see other videos like this. And
we have new videos 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
we will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, well, Bear might yeet himself over to Spaceship Earth and get stuck inside one of those panels. And then maybe we won't be able to find him to do any more reviews. So you should just comment.
I live in Epcot's walls now. But you heard the girl.